CEDH is probably the most misunderstood format in Magic. In a nutshell, it's just playing the best deck you can make within the EDH format. But there are so many misconceptions about it. Let's start with CEDH players are pub stompers. Now, I'm not saying that nobody has ever pub stomped with a CEDH deck, but I do think that the mythical pub stomper is extremely rare and usually is just playing a tuned casual deck, not an actual CEDH deck. CEDH decks are very specific. They often load up on niche weird cards, like Praetor's Grasp so they can snipe combo pieces from other decks, or weird situational cards like Submerge so they can max out on 0 mana interaction. Just because a deck has a dual land or a combo, it doesn't make it a CEDH deck. It also just breaks the philosophy and idea behind CEDH. The point is to play against other strong decks, not just winning, because, CEDH, although competitive is in the name, is not a competitive, supported format. It's played casually at your local game store or wherever. There's nothing on the line, really. Another misconception is that games are really fast. They end on turn 1 or 2 very often, but that's not even close. Yes, CEDH is a quote-unquote turn 2 format, but that just means the fastest deck can win on turn 2 with decent consistency. Like in Modern, which is a turn 4 format, the fastest decks can win on turn 4 very consistently, but that doesn't mean that the game ends on turn 4. And in CEDH, all-in combo decks that try to win on turn 2 are generally not good. Because everyone maxes out on low mana value interaction and cheap stacks pieces, one Thalia, one Spell Pierce can stop an all-in combo deck from winning on turn 2 easily. Not to mention the 0 mana stuff like Force of Will or Force of Negation that can stop a combo before that player even plays a land. Games often go for 6 or more turns. Because everyone has a lot of interaction, combos can actually become hard to execute. Speaking of combos, that's another misconception. Everybody thinks, oh, it's all combo decks, but this just isn't true. There are decks like Kamal Timna, which aim to slow down the game with Hate Bears, and use Kamal's Overrun effect to win with combat damage. Lists like Kamal Timna don't even have a combo backup at all, and they intend to exclusively win every game with combat damage. Not only that, other decks like Winota oftentimes do win through combat damage, even if they have a combo backup. If you don't want to play a combo deck, you can still play CEDH. There are options, and they do work well. People also think that combat is irrelevant, which is not true. Even in games without those decks that win with combat damage, combat is still really crucial for many reasons. One, cards like Timna are very popular, and drawing extra cards with her is so strong. Having things on the board to block Timna, or as a Timna player to attack other people, is super important and really relevant. But not only that, Ad Nauseam and to a lesser extent Necropotence are core cards of the format. And having your life total get chipped away by some creatures early game can make your Ad Nauseam go that much less. And losing an extra 5, 6, 7 life here or there can mean the difference between winning or losing on the turn you try to go for it. Don't sleep on combat in EDH. I've even seen some Slicer hired muscle lists going around, and those are just pretty much Voltron decks, and they're winning in CEDH pods. The last misconception I want to talk about is the you have to play blue, which is silly. There are so many commanders that are good in CEDH. Every single color combination has at least one good commander or commander pairing that have put up results. Here are some of my favorite non-blue commanders that are really strong. Godo Bandit Warlord, Noel the Forge Master, and Mink's Beloved Ranger. All of these have fun, unique decks that are really great. CEDH is a blast to play. I recommend taking a look at it. In the description below, I've linked the CEDH decklist database. Just like Modern or Legacy, I would recommend taking a look at that to see what the meta looks like and try playing a meta deck. If you hop into a CEDH pod with just a tuned casual deck, you're probably not going to have a good time. If you're a CEDH player, what did I miss here? Are there any other misconceptions you hear about that I didn't mention? And if you're not a CEDH player, have I convinced you to try it out? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, subscribe for more.